so grateful to have all of you here as members of the community of the Peaceprints Prison Ministries, because we are all here, we all are members of this wonderful family. And I couldn't help but be reminded of some of the words that Karen had used. She would be a good tweeter, because she didn't go on and on and on. She was to the point. And there was the plaque in the back of this and that house that had very succinctly, what was Hope House? Established in 1985 as a home for men where they can believe in themselves and work towards a better future. You know, do we believe in ourselves? Do we believe? Are we believers? Are you? Okay, Karen was a believer. She believed in God, and it was because of her belief that the promise of God was fulfilled and continues to be fulfilled, because we are believers. Believers in God, believe in the mission, believe in ourselves that we can make a difference, as Juan had mentioned at the beginning. Then there's the second part of this on the plaque. This community is possible because of the faith, donations, and involvement of people who believe in God and the innate goodness of all human beings. And it is in that second part that I think of Maggie. And it's in that fulfillment of the second part. What has made it possible to have Bissonnet House, to have Hope House? And with that, what I'd like to do is just take Maggie's name, and we'll go through the meaning. Give me an M. Magnetic character. She's so accepting and has been so creative, loving others without condition. And she's truly has been a community builder and continues to be that community builder. Give me an A. A. Adventurous. Adventurous in her faith, open to the unexpected. Who knows where God was going to lead, especially with Karen, in the joys and in the sorrows. With Karen throughout the years, in the joys and sorrows, experiencing the joys and the sorrows that Karen did in the lives of the men as well as in the greater community, with her husband, her delight in her daughter Becky, the guys and the numerous people who are connected with hope. And she was always open to that adventure. Now what's going to happen? Now what do we need? The next letter, give me a G. G. The generosity. The generosity that has known no bounds. Generous with her resources, her time, and her time, and her time, her sharing of herself. Oh, the garden at Bissonnet. How many hours, months, days, the spending of her very self, the sharing that she was so generous with her presence with Karen as Karen could share. Give me another G. G. Her goodness, the innate goodness that Karen believed in, the innate goodness of all people, which is so evident in the way that she treats others with the utmost dignity, care, and concern. Give me an I. I. The inspiration that she has in her dedication and her humility. Cutting out all those Peaceprint signs after Karen died, You know, just all this, how many saw blades did you go through? How many saws did you go through? All the wooden doves that were cut, that were painted, that were placed at the sacred sites during the prayer vigils, a source of comfort, an inspiration of sharing and forgiveness. And there's one scene that is just embedded in my mind. A few years ago, when Maggie brought the dove to a site where there was an 18-year-old that was murdered, and his mom was invited to come and to share as part of the prayer vigil. And because of the prayer vigils, because of those doves at those sacred sites, I remember her coming to the mic and saying, "I forgive you, gunmen. I forgive you, gunmen. I forgive you, gunmen." And then she stopped. And then she said, "I love you, gunmen. I love you, gunmen. I love you, gunmen." How Karen had been part of those prayer vigils, that forgiveness that she had extended to the one who took her life, to the forgiveness that she extended so many times over and over again throughout the years, has been an inspiration. And that inspiration has continued to carry through those sacred sites. And Maggie has been, I don't know how many doves you people may have done over these years. Give me an E. E. Her eagerness to make things possible. When Karen was around, whatever was the next project, the next part of whatever dream that Karen was dreaming up, wherever God was calling Karen, that she would be sharing that with Maggie. And then in just even in that photo, when we celebrated Karen's life, there was that photo with the sea of doves, and there you are with the peace doves. And that was Karen calling to you, and Karen calling to each one of us. Carry on my Peaceprint dream. Carry on my dream. And it is Maggie who has been one of the founders with Karen of that Peaceprint prison ministry. So what does the M-A-G-G-I stand for? Maggie. Let's hear it again. Maggie. Again. Maggie.
I don't think I recognize that person. It was. But anyhow, I do want to thank the board of Peaceprint Prison Ministries for honoring me with this award. I also want to extend my congratulations to Antoine, to Rob, and to Pete for their awards tonight. Rob and Pete both deserve a special recognition as the recipients of the Phoenix Awards. They are the embodiment of Sister Karen's belief that redemption is possible and life after prison can be productive and meaningful. I had the joy and the privilege of following Karen on her journey for 25 years, sometimes at her side, more often trailing behind her and trying to catch up. What a journey it was. Hope, home of positive experiences. That was Karen's goal when she began her prison ministry, to establish a home for ex-offenders upon their release from prison. She wanted the guys to learn what it was like to be part of a caring family, to assume responsibility supporting that family, and to reach out into the community and to give back some of what they have received. There were family-style dinners each night, birthday parties, Easter baskets, picnics, and nights out together for movies and pizza. A strong sense of spirituality pervaded the house, not in support of a specific religion, but respect, for all faiths and tradition. She provided emotional support groups in the house and helped the guys reunite with their families. And even after completing the program, they were welcomed back at holidays, at picnics, and just to visit. Yes, there were failures. Karen had hoped for and she had trust in the guys. She felt they all could make it and treated them as such. When a guy failed and ended up back in prison, she forgave him and wished him luck, and sometimes welcomed them back to Bissonnet House when they were released again. As the ministry stabilized, Karen began to devote more of her time to her passion for nonviolence. There was pledging and remembering. The large Day of Peace stuff, making it in the basement and then getting it out into the car to get there was a... Anyhow, the nonviolence begins with me and the prayer vigils for the homicide victims. And wasn't it ironic that her message of I Leave Peaceprints was made public at her funeral? During the last 25 years, I have received far much more than I have given. Getting to know the guys, to look beyond the stereotypes and recognize the humanity in all of them, has made me a more accepting and less judgmental person. To find my voice and courage to speak out for nonviolence and to work with the victims of violence has been a priceless gift. Again, I want to thank you all for the honor that you're giving me today.